Hi, my name's Naomi, and today I'll be talking about an exhibition that I helped organize called Zur Sprache, kommen. So this talk will be a report about the exhibition, which is currently in its last week now at the time of recording in Freiburg, and will hopefully finish quite well at the time of the conference. So today I'll talk about the goals of the exhibition, things that went into the planning, some of the challenges that we had to overcome, before giving you a short tour of the exhibition space and what we actually did, and then talking about some of the outcomes. So today I'll be talking about things which are quite particular to our personal exhibition context, but hopefully there are some things that can spark your imagination or inspire you in here. And I'd be more than glad to talk about more general issues or questions in question time as well. Let's get started. So the exhibition's full title in German is Zur Sprache kommen, Forschung zu bedrohten Sprachen sichtbar gemacht. When we translated this in English, we kept the first part of the title, Zur Sprache kommen, because this is a German idiom. So it means something like to come up in conversation, but it can be literally translated as to come to speech or to language. And because it had this more literal meaning, we thought that this was a quite nice play on words, which was quite neutral and still very engaging because it suggests that visitors can come to language when they come and visit our exhibition. So the exhibition itself is being held at the Uniseum Freiburg. So we're lucky enough here at the University of Freiburg to have a dedicated museum space available for academics who can put on exhibitions just like us. So that not everyone will have this option, but we do, and we decided to take advantage of it in commemorating the end of a large grant that Uta has, an Emineta project that I've been a part of. So this exhibition commemorates the successful end of this project, as well as other projects and other research ongoing at the University of Freiburg. So along with the poster there on the left, the exhibition, you can see a map there on the right. This map is a key part of our exhibition, and you'll see it in a second in the space itself. It depicts the endangered languages of the world, so all languages of the world with their endangerment status, the information coming from Photolog, with certain languages being highlighted. So with all of this said, what did we actually want to achieve with our exhibition? So we had two main goals. So the first one is quite standard. It's to inform the Freiburg public on ongoing research with endangered languages at our university. So a very much informing goal. But the second one is quite particular to our case. What we wanted to do is actually encourage visitors to draw connections between experiences that speakers of endangered languages have, their own lived experiences, and really connect and engage with the issue of language endangerment. So perhaps keep these in mind as we go through the tour, because especially the second goal is something that we really strove to put into place and to really reflect in how we constructed our exhibition. So there's quite a few moving pieces as we went through the exhibition. So quite a few things to keep in mind. So we often had weekly meetings. I also taught a course, a science communication course, in which students helped to put together part of the exhibition, research projects, profiles in collaboration with academics here at the University of Freiburg. Students also had the opportunity to do study projects with me for extra credit. Some of them did social media, some of them put together parts of the exhibition. Some of them also helped to put together a general public engagement program. So these were things like also putting together tours and a tour guide for people running tours. Some of them also helped put together online content, which we embedded into the exhibition. Something also which was quite difficult or challenging was how to physically put together the exhibition. So we decided to do panel creation in-house, which means that we organize the printing ourselves, and then we also had to mount everything ourselves, which was interesting, very, very interesting. But there were a lot of decisions that had to be taken in terms of design, in terms of materials. That is something that we weren't necessarily familiar with, and had to learn a lot. We had to learn a lot in the process of preparing for this exhibition. In terms of a timeline, we actually started talking about this exhibition approximately 10 to 12 months ago in 2023, and really got in contact with the people at the Uniseum in December 23. And most of the work was done the first 6 months of the year, with the class and really the kind of peak time for preparation happening in April and May. The exhibition opened on the 30th of June and will end in a week. So particular challenges we had were these. So the first one is really making language endangerment relevant and relatable to non-minority audiences. So being in Germany, most of the visitors to our exhibition are Germans. And the Uniseum Freiburg in particular really attracts well-educated German visitors. A lot of these people don't necessarily speak another language apart from German or English. And we had to find certain ways in order to get them to consider that they too are part of this language ecology. So things like, do you speak dialects? Or do you have an immigration story? Things like this were how we chose to engage these audiences. We also wanted to make sure that the exhibition was bilingual. So a lot of our students speak English, but not necessarily German. And a lot of visitors might speak German, but not necessarily English. So we had to kind of bridge this gap. We also wanted to make sure that we made the process of linguistic research clear as well. So science communication research suggests that making the process visible increases trust in science. So we wanted to depict linguistic fieldwork in particular, but wanted to make sure that it wasn't exoticizing or othering, rather that we engage critically with the linguistic fieldwork process and that people understand some of the issues that come with being researchers in Germany and engaging with Indigenous communities all over the world. And of course, the general logistic problems that comes with working with quite a number of people and having a lot of moving things. So now perhaps to the most interesting part, at least the most exciting part for me, is giving you a quick little tour. So what you can see there, two maps on the wall. The first things that you see when you enter the exhibition space, the main map is a map that I showed you earlier of the world's languages, and there is also one on the right of just Germany. So the key thing to note here is you'll see little flags on the map. We encouraged our visitors and explicitly asked our visitors to locate themselves on the map with languages they spoke. So we can really get a picture of linguistic diversity. So here in Freiburg, from the visitors of the exhibition. So let's get started. So now approaching the map there, what you can see is lots and lots of flags in Europe. And the languages in the labels are the ones that have these little boxes on the side. They're languages which were featured in the exhibition in some way or another. So plenty there in Europe, some in Asia and Australasia, and some in the Americas as well. And what you can see, we're moving over to the German map now. The German map, the labels are just Minderheitssprachen here in Germany, so minority languages, as well as the three main languages spoken all over Germany. And you can see there's a lot in the Freiburg area. This is accompanied by a sign explaining endangerment status and giving more resources to the languages in the exhibition. So now into the main exhibition space, first vitrine is about linguistic fieldwork. So one of the students put this together and based on work from Peter Austin. So 4 main steps in the linguistic fieldwork process, starting with recording. We have pictures from recording sessions and an elicitation tool. To analysis, those are some of my notebooks there. The archiving, we had a QR code linking to the language archive there. And then to mobilization, and there are some copies of Le Petit Prince translated into different dialects. Also some stories about the Humboldt brothers to engage the German audience. And then we have the research profiles put together by some of the students in my science communication class. We then come to what I like to call the media tech, where we have recordings contributed by researchers at the university, which are accompanied by subtitles in either English or German. So hence you can see the EN or the DE there. I'll be showing you now one of the videos that I personally contributed, which I think is a great video from my fieldwork. A speaker demonstrates how to make a winnowing tool. So we have headphones next to that, so visitors can just come, put the headphones on, click around and listen to various languages. So in particular, the German dialects were ones that people enjoyed listening to there. The second vitrine also continues the research projects. We were able to then display various items, including community books that we weren't otherwise able to do. And then the last section talks about linguistic research and the critical reflection there. So research with the community goes into decolonial approaches and different models of linguistic research. And then something that we quite enjoyed putting together is the section which we call Sprachen, kommen, Zur Sprache. So speakers come to speak. So here we wanted to include quotes from people that we work with, both good and bad, about their language and the research that we do. This is accompanied by an interactive activity where we encourage people to share with us what language means to them. And then the exhibition and our little tour finishes here with some pieces of art that Uta has been putting together over the past few years, in which we can see linguistic structures. So you can see that's still there on the left, linguistic structures and the similarities and differences over time. But that's just a little tour there. I wanted to share also just a quick few quotes from the interactive activity. I'll just display them now on the screen. And it's this last one that I'll just read for you now. My language means that I sustain my links with my childhood. It's thanks to the languages of mine that I can hear my mother still calling me as a childhood memory. Thanks to my language, I can really claim that I am sharing some common stories with my people. And it's quotes like this which make us really thankful that we put together this exhibition, as we can really see the engagement of a visitor of the exhibition here with our second goal, namely to make endangered or language endangerment relevant for everyone, to make them consider how their lived experiences are similar to those with the people that we work with. So what do we get out of this? So we were lucky enough that this exhibition really helped us bring together people in the linguistic community here in Freiburg. And we were also able to engage students in the practice of science communication. We had wide-ranging media interest. We had a radio interview, a newspaper article already come out, and with a second in the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, the Sunday paper actually, to appear soon. We had more visitors and better feedback than we'd ever anticipated. Really made it feel worthwhile, and we really had valuable engagement with members of the public on topics of language endangerment. And with that, coming to the end of the time, I like to thank everyone for watching this video very much at the end of the conference. So I appreciate you sticking around. And I also want to engage a massive thank you to the village of people that helped make this possible, especially to the many people that linguists here in Freiburg work with around the world and their generosity. Thank you very much.